Welcome to Between Two Pastries, a not-so-typical nutrition podcast. Nicole and Annie are licensed and registered dietitians. Join them as they discuss hot nutrition topics, challenge popular beliefs, and have a blast doing it. Here are your hosts, Nicole and Annie.
Welcome to Between Two Pastries. This is our Memorial Day version. I'm Nicole.
Yeah, this is Annie.
Yeah, girl.
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy. So Annie and I decided that
What are you doing today?
Well, what am I doing today? Hoping to get outside a little bit, maybe go for a bike ride, maybe grill out.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, the old grill out. What's your grilling choice?
Well, this shouldn't be all that surprising, but I would probably grill portobello mushrooms.
Oh,
because I love it.
Those
so
are
much.
so good.
But
yeah.
I would, I'd potentially grill some type of a veggie burger of some sort. Robin would be grilling up some meats, some kind, typically.
Some sort of meats. What is?
And then we always grill vegetables. I always grill a ton of vegetables.
Yeah.
I love grilled vegetables.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, on Memorial Day, do you eat red, white, and blue Jell-O?
Oh, but I have a feeling you do.
You have to have a scoop of red, blue, and whipped creamy Jell-O.
I was just going to say with like that whipped cream.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. What is that? I don't know. I don't even like Jell-O.
I have never liked any food that had fluff in the name. Or like the Jell-O molds with like the fruit inside.
Fruit in it. I know.
I don't want that.
That takes me back.
Yeah.
That's a grandma item. So today I think we should talk about what we were talking about, grilling and burger choices. Because
but what are you going to do, girl?
Oh, what am I doing? Well, we'll get outside. Living in a condo, we can't grill. So because it's like fire hazard. So we will, I'm sure we'll do something. We have a pool outside, so we'll probably do that. And we can grill down there. So usually we'll get our meats. Depending, but we like to go over to Whole Foods and get like the burgers that like have stuff in them. So like it might be like a cheddar jalapeno burger, or I usually just go with the basic one because I just like salt and pepper. But sometimes Brian will get a special one, and we'll do that with like a nice crusty roll. And I'm a big fan of like, your chips and beans, or maybe I'm not a big potato salad fan, but I like making it homemade. Mm-hmm. And then I really enjoy it because I can kind of add in more mustard and pickle, which I enjoy more with the potato salad. So, so again, I picnic food is like one of my favorite things. It's great.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought it would be good. I mean, if you're asking me, and I being a meat eater now, that's probably would be my preference is, just a straight up, burger, make it, right there, some salt and pepper, and that's it.
I love
that's my choice. Yeah. But there's so many options now,
Well, there are.
For you being a vegetarian, you in particular have a lot of choices.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So 2 things happened. I was asked to do part of a news story on plant-based burgers.
Yeah.
And we were talking about with Desi in our Desi interview, how media kind of really disrupts like what you actually say. So it's like they sat down and had like an hour-long conversation with me, and they literally put one snippet into the news thing. I think I simply said, I don't recommend these burgers all the time. I think it's something dumb like that. Like,
that's so dumb.
And I was like literally educated.
They could have had their intern do that.
It was so ridiculous. I was like, wow, that was so worth my,
valuable time.
Well, not just my time, but more or less like my knowledge.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
Right.
And then
true.
I was recently approached by another veggie conglomerate, if you will. And I'm not going to mention the name. And I actually really happen to like some of their other products, but they wanted to start dabbling into this whole veggie burger thing, this veggie burger boom, right? That has kind of, and when we're talking about veggie burgers, like veggie burgers have been around forever.
Yeah, that's been a thing.
It's like not a new thing at all, but it's this whole concept of like the burger being like real, like meat,
Right.
But anyway, this company decided to jump on that bandwagon, and I was so disappointed by the profile that I told the woman. I'm like, I can't support any of this. And I'll tell you why. And I did, let it rip. I'm like, this is not working for me. I don't like any of these companies that are doing what they're doing. And it's again, misleading people. It's because of over this whole, like, plant-based movement kind of a thing. It's just like,
Well, and here's my beef with the whole thing. Pardon the pun. Is it's if you eat a burger, I know, eat a burger. If you're going to eat a veggie burger, that's what it is. Why are we making? Why does it have to look or feel like a regular burger? Because what that's saying is, I want to be something else. Yeah. But I don't. You know what I mean? Like it's sending the wrong message by trying to make something look a certain way. Let's all just be ourselves and just own it. I eat a veggie burger, and it doesn't need to look like a meat burger.
Right. So the issue with these things too is not only looking like something they're not, right?
Right.
But also the composition. And there'll be this whole thing about, well, it's so much better for you than an actual meat burger.
And who's saying that though?
Well, that's just it. And the thing is like, okay, so all these false ingredients that you put in your stuff, how is that better for you than actual real meat?
Right.
Especially if it's like a grass-fed or really good, like you're getting it from a butcher,
right?
Like a really nice quality.
Right. Or making your own veggie burger, which contains vegetables, maybe beans, maybe there's a soy type of product in there, a binder, and a little oil.
How about it?
Or egg. It might not even be oil. It could be egg.
Could be an egg.
And then the yolk provides that fat.
Yeah.
So help me to understand why anyone is saying that these burgers are the best thing in the entire world, when really, like, I've worked with some of them, and I like you see the labels and you're just like, what? Like, what is all this stuff? And again, there's no such thing as a bad food, but in terms of what we hear is that, I eat, X brand veggie burger because it's better than meat, or it's it's like, no, you're missing the point. Like, if you have an allergy, you have a religious purpose or an ethical purpose behind what you're doing, wonderful, there's options for you. But if you're doing it because you think plant-based is better and it's a status thing, or you think that these burgers are better than actually eating meat, because of what's in it, all of these burgers are like beautiful food science experiments.
That's it. All you're eating. That's all you're eating is an experiment. That's kind of a thing. Now I understand that there's this whole like reduce your blueprint, sustainability, cutting down on meat intake for all of that. Right.
The dairy industries reduced that 21%. Like they are 21% that they've cut back on all of that. Like they're doing their part. And I think people have started doing their part more. There's only so much you can do from recreating something that you should be doing. Yes. The problem is maybe reducing the footprint by not eating however many pounds of meat per year that they quote Americans eat.
Right.
Like, little too much.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is a lot. For sure.
Think in terms of like a burger a week. From a red meat standpoint.
Yeah.
And even that's like beyond what the recommendation is.
Is correct. Yeah. So the thing about all of these in general is that they all have something in common. And when you look at them, they all have some form of a plant-based protein as their first ingredient. And then their second ingredient is fat. And that I think is the part that is, that bugs me a little bit, but I don't like that it's predominantly a coconut oil. I think I only saw one that was like a different form of an oil, like a sunflower oil instead of like a coconut oil.
Coconut oil is yucky.
But you're still just getting like the powdered form of a protein. I mean, that's the thing. There's nothing that is necessarily a whole,
it's a processed form
content in there. And then they're putting in the binders, and then they're putting in flavor agents. And I say agents because that's what they are. It's not even real seasoning. I don't see turmeric. I don't see thyme. I don't see a basil in there. There's nothing like that. It's agents. And that's why we're
little squeeze
about,
bottles.
These are all chemistry, you know, experiments that look like something familiar to us, you know. So that's the piece that gets me a little bit. I don't even care about taste. The other thing is, sure, if I want to even touch on the whole fat issue, for me personally, I want to add my own fat to this stuff. I don't want to already start with something that already has a really high fat content. What if I want to put avocado on it? What if I want to put mayo on it? What if I want to put something else on it?
Bacon, cheese. Yeah, right.
No, and I don't want to eat 1,000 calories in a lousy burger. Like that's not
especially not a
me.
Good burger.
Yeah, especially not a good burger.
It's got to be a good burger if you're gonna,
right.
you know, like, and jazz it up, and maybe a hard boil or put a soft egg on there.
Yeah,
and everything.
Make it like, real gourmet.
Make it a burger, man. And that's where it's just like, so you see these commercials from fast food companies that have adapted, you know, a vegetarian option, and it's just like,
I don't want your option.
I don't want that option though. I would rather have a Whopper or a Big Mac or a burger or whatever. Like I'd rather eat that because actually those meats that they're providing are probably still better nutritionally than the other stuff.
And recognizable to the body.
Correct. You know, we've talked about this before, and I know I've said this to you like a handful of times already today, but like, what is the difference between that burger, those types of burgers, and a Twinkie?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Right.
It's all processed, and the body's going, what is this?
Yeah.
So for all of those people who poo-poo my whole, you know, eat Twinkies and stuff thing, you're doing the same thing. Like you're not helping yourself.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's too.
Yeah. And it's one thing, like, you know, if you don't eat meat, and because I don't eat meat either, you know, if you don't eat meat and you're just like, you know what, I actually really like the taste of these things, there's nothing wrong with that. Please enjoy it. I think what Annie and I are just trying to say is that we need to make sure that it's not being made into something that it isn't, and that it's not necessarily healthier, quote unquote, for you. Right. You're not getting a whole food source of really anything in here, so we can't even go there. You know, you've got to call, you know, a spade. It's still you know, I don't know. So
what are you noticing for vitamins and minerals? Is there anything
there's
major
been,
in there?
Yeah, there's been some comparison charts on that too, and I think it was one of the brands in particular was lacking in literally everything. You were basically not even eating. You weren't giving yourself anything except for this, you know,
Play-Doh.
Yeah. And the source of plant-based protein basically, but you're still getting all the other crap that goes with it. You know, so there's that piece too. And the other piece that Annie and I want to make sure is being heard too is the other thing about these particular burgers is that if you've noticed, like we mentioned, veggie burgers have been on the market forever. I've been eating them forever. They've been there forever. You can make your own. It's not a new concept. It exists. Yeah. And a lot of the ones that have been on the market for a really long time range between 9 and 15 grams of protein. These newer models that look like ground beef or whatever have upwards to 20, 25 grams 26, I think even in one of them, per serving of protein. Now that piece is fine, but as Annie and I were discussing earlier, what if someone wants to add?
Yeah, it's Memorial Day. What are you going to do?
What if you're going to add, what if you're going to add beans to that? What if you're going to add cheese to that? What if you want to add something else? I mean, even you're adding in more protein.
Yeah, I mean, a pasta salad, your bun, that all has
everything has protein.
6. Yeah, everything has protein.
Right. So now you're eating more protein than you need at one time. So then that protein gets wasted because women can only assimilate 35 grams in a meal and men can only assimilate 45 grams in a meal. now it's overkill. So we're still not really helping anybody understand what's actually needed in a meal. And that's all I'm saying. I can't stand all this stuff.
We've created more diet food in a sense, or at least maybe even not a diet food, because it is a great alternative for those with allergies and those who don't eat meat. But what we've created is through the media is basically rhetoric that is, like, oh, it looks like diet food. It's advertised like diet food. It's, if you are socioeconomically wealthy, you can pay for it. And now
that's a good point.
It's not an option for everyone. It's an option for people who are maybe more in that orthorexia category, and who find food to be of status to them. And that's where I just really hate it. And that's whether or not it's a good product or not, or meant for a certain group of the population. It's taken and now it's advertised as something totally different.
Completely different. So that's pretty much our food for thought here. Annie and I have got to wrap it up. So have a fantastic Memorial Day. Enjoy, have some fun, and
eat a burger.
We'll talk to you soon, y'all. Bye.
Have questions you want to hear discussed on the show? Find us on Facebook or visit BetweenTwoPastries.com and drop us a line. Want to support the show? Find us on Patreon for exclusive content. If you love the show, find us on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. Hit the subscribe button and leave us a review.